Hello. I just kind of wanted to make an extension on the last video. Maybe I'll just call this Overcome the Fear Part 2. But overcoming the fear of the distractions, allowing yourself to be distracted. Most of the time, we don't even want to be, because there's more things that we want to do to better ourselves. There's a book that we really want to read, but your friends are like, "Oh, but we can just watch the football game, and you can read your book." It can't work that way, and most people know that. And this is where we tend to isolate ourselves because of that. And the whole fear of being picked on or made fun of because you would rather benefit mankind, or would rather be beneficial to yourself and not partake in the dumbing down of culture, or even wanting to be a part of a culture. There was another point that I wanted to bring up or elaborate on, take it a little bit further. The whole American thing, and the difference. I know I keep on repeating this, but I just got to, because it's the more people can hear it or recognize the difference between being a part of the United States and being an American. Really, being an American is just being born on the geographical area, or in the geographical area, body of land that somebody called America, and it caught on, and that's what we go by. That's just it. And it's just like, okay, well, if they'll go along with this, they'll go along with this set of rules. And if we can get them to go along with these set of rules and tell them that it's freedom, and this is the freest country that there is, and this is the way the world should be, and if you keep on growing up, that people are going to adopt that as a truth. They're going to accept that. And not only will they accept it, they will defend it. They'll defend it. They'll defend being robbed. They will defend watching somebody else be robbed of their rights. And I'm not even talking, I don't even want to get into the idea of rights or whatever. We live in an age of privilege. It's a privilege to have a house. It's a privilege to own property. And there you have to draw the line, because you have a right to those things. You have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's not just something the forefathers came up with out of their asses just to propagate an idea. These are truths, and we're limited by the language that we speak to grasp the veracity of that principle and these principles, because there's something that cannot be taken away unless you give it away. Rights, if you want to get into the right to bear arms, you will always have a right. Even people in other countries where they don't have firearms, you still have a right to your property. This is your property. It's not you. Even the body, it's not you. And you have the right to protect that property. And mostly, these people that want to take your right to protect that, or make you give that right away, are the ones that are being the bullies are the ones that you really have to worry about in the first place, the order followers, because they're just, you wave a paycheck in front of them and they don't care. They'll just come and take your land. They'll take your property. They're the, they accumulate more in theft than, I would say, almost the entire world put together. And I know I'm just coming up with this statistic, but I would say that they steal more property than any gang would ever steal, than anything would ever steal, combined, you know. And that's pretty sad. That's what we've adopted. That's what we've accepted as being here to protect us. We're going to steal your property to protect you from yourself. It's a logical fallacy. You cannot protect somebody from anybody. They can show up after the fact, after the crime has been committed, the rule has been broken, and you know, most of it's just petty BS crap in the first place that could be talked and worked out amongst human beings if it wasn't for the social standards of the way people should and shouldn't act. You know, we're conditioned through the thou shalt and thou shalt nots. You know, this all starts from a very young age, like I've said before. It's got to. And the people that, I can't even say the people, I'm going to say the entities that know this work inside of our minds to create the doubt. And yes, there are people in the physical that know these things too, that propagate this entity, whatever it is. It's a control, a power of, and it's false. It's false, and we comply with it. Are humans that negative upon themselves that they don't think that they're capable of protecting themselves, or that they don't think that they're capable of morality? I mean, granted, look at the world now and you would say that it's in crumbles, but that is these people working inside of, honestly, if you're here listening to this, you're probably not, you're seeking something. You're looking for something. You don't want to be immoral. You don't want to cause harm. You don't want to do violence. You're working on being a better human being. And that's what we're all really here to do. But culture, society, these labels, these licensing, these registrations, these things that create doubt and get us to think that somebody else is going to be there to protect us when they're robbing Joe down the street, but you think that's fine because they're protecting you. They're going to rob you too. That's what they're paid to do. That's what you wave this carrot in front of their face and they will raid you. And that's where we've got to overcome and step away and really find reality, because we are not living in reality. God is reality. God is holy, holistic, and that is the here and now. And when we can overcome the fear of the doubt of being ridiculed, picked on, and all of that sort, that's when humanity will really start progressing instead of regressing. You know, we're like in this whole poison progress stage of needing to change and get out of the poison and the toxic stuff. And you know, I really do want to grow. I want to see the human family grow together, and not through any means of control, not through anything that houses doubt. I mean, we have children just to give them away to the state. I hope you can understand or can see and penetrate into the simplicity of what I'm talking about. It's not complex. This entity has forced complexity into us to think that it has to be that way because this will happen. Some people need more than consequences to motivate them. And that's all that it is we're motivated, we're blackmailed. And people want to say that there's not this whole brainwashing of society or of people going on, like they just think that this is America. Well, if you were thinking that, then you're under a form of mind control. And what I'm getting at is, that's on a bigger scale, but even on a micro scale, that you as a cell are being brainwashed and are an agent for, I can't even say military operations, but you are a subject, maybe not so much an agent, but a subject of theirs. And if they can manipulate your consciousness through media and then get you to act upon that is a form of mind control. That is a form of, it is mind control, brainwashing. And if you think a certain way that is propagated through the news, the media, or anything, then, and it doesn't matter if you're Republican, if you're Democrat, if you're left-wing, right-wing, it doesn't matter. These are all parts of the same entity that are out to control. And I said this in the last video, that China, Russian, if you're taking part of a title of a registration form, then this is a form of Satanism. And if you are promoting that, then you are satanic. It is a satanic mindset. You are part of the satanic cult, that this entity, because you're not whole anymore. You're not just a human being. You're a title. You've split. You're broken. You're fragmented. You're not whole anymore. You're not holistic or holy with the totality of everything. Now you're separate because now I'm an American and I have these rights. You don't understand. If you think that, you don't understand the human rights. You don't understand law, real law, like the law given to us by Creator, the creation, the totality of everything, of God. That's if you hear me say God, I'm not talking about a Christian God or any type of God. I'm talking about everything in existence. And that's even minute. That even puts it in a box, which it can't be. So that's just my definition, my term for everything in existence. Ideas, anything. It's all part of the same thing. And we're all part of that. And it is big. It is special. It is great for us to be able to enter these bodies and be able to experience sight and experience feeling, experience emotions, and to have a body that's capable of feeling this. And then when we start bringing in outside sources to numb them out, like antidepressants, because the world is in freaking crazy, these are things that we need to change and can work on our own by ourselves. We don't need an outside source for it. And listening to people can help. Let go of the distractions, let go of the music for 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, or 2 to 3 hours when you can build your attention span to really sit down and dive into yourself. But it takes time. Don't get frustrated, don't get lazy, because it takes work. And don't doubt yourself, and don't think that, I'm just being lazy right now. Get away from that area of thinking. And that's all I'm going to talk about right now. Maybe I'll come back on later. I just feel like I've got a lot on my mind and a lot of things that are coming together that I want to talk about and get out there to reach you people.